One and a two and a humbug funk. Humbug funk. Humbug funk. Humbug funk.
And just like that, happy Sunday. We're back with a brand new live stream. You're not having deja vu unless we all are. I am welcoming for the fifth time now, Jay. I'm going to have to make
maybe.
I'm going to have to make some sort of like, you know how Saturday Night Live has the like 5-timers club?
Yes.
You would be the first, but I can't afford to do jackets for everybody. So maybe I can make a pin. Maybe I'll start making pins and
That'd be pretty sweet.
send those out. Thanks for coming back, Jay. This is Jay Donohue. If you don't know, I'm Chris Longbox Punk here on the internet. We talk comics, we talk horror. When it's someone like Jay who's been here as frequently as he has, and it's just a good friend of the show. Who knows what we're gonna get into? But these are usually the streams that I just love. I told you before we started, I don't even have notes. I don't even have my notebook in front of me to fake like I have notes. We're just completely coming into a cold. Gonna have a good time though. How you been, dude?
No, things are going pretty good. What did it do? I think about 2 weeks ago, me and the family got back. We went out to Estes Park, Colorado.
Oh, nice.
Me and my wife went a couple of years, but we took my my kids and my in-laws came along, so we just went out for a family vacation. So got a lot of hiking, but then also got to do. I was pretty excited. Wasn't as exciting as I hoped it would be, but me and my son did a like a 3-hour like ghost hunt at the Stanley Hotel.
Oh,
Or
that's
Stephen
awesome.
King, yeah, stayed when he wrote the Shining and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
that was pretty cool. I mean, it was pretty cool. It was fun.
I've done an official ghost hunt twice. One of them was like a guided thing through Bobby Mackey's, and then back when it was still Bobby Mackey's, RIP. And then the other one was like some of our friends that we all used to work with at Kings Island. They do ghost hunting and stuff, and they're like, "Hey, we've got this building like completely rented just for us for the night to do some ghost hunting stuff. Do you guys want to come?" And I was like, "Yeah, well, yeah, we do." And it was like staying up until 4 a.m, and it didn't feel like we caught anything. And it wasn't until after that they did the review of the audio that we caught some like weird voices, and there was like a weird orb that was following one of the ladies around basically all night. But we didn't know it at the
Interesting.
time in the moment. It was only the tech that caught it. So, but yeah, nothing came up at Bobby Mackey's, but it was definitely like the history that's here is fascinating. So
Gotcha.
I'm sure
Well,
the Stanley was full of it.
Yeah, I mean, it was really cool. Like I said, unfortunately, I don't think we really caught anything. But one thing that was kind of interesting to experience is I don't know if you've ever. I've seen it on ghost hunting shows, and they say it's called the Estes method because it was created there, like by like one of their past paranormal people.
Okay.
But what we got to do, rotate around, is they put on noise canceling headphones on you, and it just constantly scrolls through the radio stations. And
Yeah.
so and then you're blindfolded. And so the people that when you're doing it are asking questions, and then you say whatever you hear. And it's just like 1 second, it's just constantly rotating channels. So it was really cool to be a part of it because, you know, I've seen that on some of the ghost hunting shows that I like. And you're always like, could they hear? Is it legit? But I mean, like, you can't hear anything. It's so weird.
That's wild. And you're just saying words that you're hearing without any sort of context for why said words are happening.
Although So we rotated people who did it. So we basically did that method with different people in
Okay.
different locations around the hotel. And at one point there was a kid that did it, and he's probably like 10 or 11. And generally you're supposed to do it, you're like saying the word, like sometimes you'll catch music, you'll catch things, but you just say whatever words that you can hear
Okay.
when you hear them. But he's like, music playing, rock and roll music. he's like describing everything.
Play by play of every
Yeah,
single
so
scan. I love it.
it was real funny. He'd say words, and then he'd be like, piano music, loud.
Instrumental jazz.
Yeah. So it was real funny. That one was pretty funny.
Yeah. So my wife and I love Ghost Adventures. Like that's our ghost hunting show. And I just
Mhm.
it's so over the top. And it's real easy for me to suspend my disbelief in shows like Ghost Adventures and stuff like magic shows. Like I don't want to know how you did the trick. I just want to believe in magic. And
Yep.
so I know that there's a ton of people like debunking all the stuff that they do and trying to poke holes in the entire show. Like it's all just scripted, none of it's real, blah blah blah. And I don't care about any of that discourse. Like that's not entertaining for me. I'm like, I wanted to think that they're experiencing the stuff that they are. And Zach's trying to like fist fight every ghost ever, which is hysterical. But they do that that type of work where they'll do the giant blindfolds and they'll do the headsets. And they did one where they had one person on each floor of this sanatorium set up like that. And there was one person at their like base HQ that was talking through all of their walkie talkies, and they were getting different answers from the different people that were supposedly on the different floors, all from like the same questions. And it like that was interesting to me because it was like they can't hear each other, they can't see each other, and some of the words were exactly the same at like the exact same time. Some of them were all different, some of them didn't make any sense, but then some of them were like, oh, that's all, like they put together a whole picture of whatever scenario. I can't remember, but it was just like those are the things that make me go like how do you explain that thing? Because they played the frequencies, so it's not like they were even listening to the same cycle. Like it was all cycling different times across different frequencies. So yeah, it like they go through everything to try and show like, hey, no, this is legit, this is what we're doing, and it's gonna give authentic results. But I just think that show's fun, and that's one of those things that like I would love to be in a weird basement of some former psychiatric hospital or something, and like totally alone, and just like with a recorder doing EVPs. Like I've watched those and I'm like, that's funny. Like it gets my adrenaline going, but I don't know what I would do if I was in that position and I was the one at 3 a.m. and everything is jet black and I only can see the tiny little screen on my little camcorder or whatever. Like I don't know what I would do.
I don't think I could do that. I want to say that I could, but I'd probably be like, somebody come with me.
Yeah, I'm sure I would be listening to my heartbeat just like in my ears, just go, 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 go. But I think it'd be fun. So I don't know what that says about me. Speaking of psychiatric words, though, this is a complete tangent. But I recently bought like one of those read along 7-inch vinyl with the like comic book that came along with it. It's of Star Trek, like The Wrath of Khan, and I saw it and it was like $6, and it's too cool not to get, because Wrath of Khan is my favorite Star Trek movie. And so I was flipping through the book and a couple like pages fell out, right? And I always think it's fascinating buying used books and if there's stuff that's in said books. And so this one specifically, there's 2 pages. The other one just has a name Kaylee and 550. But this page here, see if it'll focus, has this line of text at the top that says, "The slow train does not stop. It curves slightly to infinity." And then like there's a drawn like train tracks, somebody laying like on what could be a train platform or something, and then like a bench of 2 people sitting and looking at this person laying on the thing. So naturally I was like, I mean, that's like in
What
itself,
the heck?
that's kind of cool, right? So I flip it over and I'm like, this came from Kirksville, Missouri. What is the Laughlin Pavilion? And it says at the bottom, more than hope, more than help, ... hope. And I was like, oh no, this was like a psychiatric ward or like a rehab clinic. Who the hell did this thing on this page? And so I looked it up, and sure enough, the Laughlin Pavilion has a psychiatric ward, and like that's where this is from.
It's kind of crazy.
So like somehow someone in a psych ward had to listen and read Star Trek Wrath of Khan album book, and also stuck this incredibly random, but there's something about it that I was just like, this is, I don't know, this is really cool to me. And then finding out that it was in a psych ward besides that, and like the pages are yellowed, and the psych ward has been closed for like 25, 30 years already. So I'm like,
wow.
how old is this?
Well, now see, what's real funny though is like there's the story behind that, and you're like, holy crap, what is this? But part of me, the way everything just perfectly lines up, it almost makes me feel like it's one of those, and I don't know how often you've seen this, but I've seen some people when they're doing like remodeling their house, and like say in their kitchen, they're like, oh, we got this dead space, so we got to kind of just build a cabinet that's not functional. You know what I mean? It just kind of covers it up. But they're like, here's something a little fun for the people that buy the house from us years, and they just put like a fake skeleton in there.
Yeah.
And so it's just forever covered up. So that's probably what you got. People are like, hey, I got a bunch of books I'm going to get rid of. Oh, dude, I found this paper. Let's draw.
I've been holding on to this pad of paper for 15 years from Uncle Jack's basement, and it's going to be hysterical. Yeah, there's probably like 40 of those tucked into random Star Trek vinyl comic books.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no, my brain immediately was like, oh, is this how like I start losing my mind? Because I have this thing and I can't stop fixating on like, what slow train are they talking about? What do you mean curve slightly to infinity? Where are we going, Buzz Lightyear? Like, and it's from a crazy house. Did the crazy follow the paper? Am now I going to be the crazy person? So if I start randomly, and I like trains anyway too, like there's a lot of weird with this random page that I found. But again, the other one is just says Kaylee and like 550. I don't know, maybe it's like a family member was coming to visit, but it's like psychopath handwriting. Like it's not even, I don't know. This is where the ideas come from, that and the crazy old hag that I've locked up in my basement. So let's talk about Morsels. Yeah, so
wait, what about your basement? No.
Who's in your basement? Nothing. It's fine, FBI. No one's there.
She likes it. It's dark.
She gives me stories in exchange for food. Like, what do you want, man? I mentioned that to Kay. We were talking and someone's like, where did this idea come from? And I just like casually was, oh, it came from the old hag that I've chained up in my basement. And he immediately was like, yeah, that's where all of our story ideas come from. Like, it's kind of canon. Like that's the H and CHK is the hag in his basement. And I was like,
that's awesome.
We're keeping this story like forever now.
I mean, that's a good story. I want something cool like that now.
So here's your chance. So Morsels, this is definitely the year of Morsels. You've put out, I've lost count. You've put out 3 and are about to launch the 4th.
No, this upcoming one is the 3rd one.
Okay.
And then the 4th will be in October.
Okay. So you are doing 4 this year.
Yes. My schedule got, things kind of happened. I was really hoping the idea was to do it kind of every other month. But I want the book done before I launch and couldn't quite do it. But luckily I have some good friends, so it all kind of worked out. So Kelly Williams is doing the art for this upcoming one. Yeah. And I'm pretty pretty damn excited.
I'm stoked to see what
He's
that book looks like.
Oh man, he's been doing some art. He's got one. I'm not ready to show it on air. I'll have to show it to you later after, but just kind of a penciled rough of one of the slasher kills, and it's so awesome.
That's so rad.
Yeah. So I'm really excited for that. And then, like I said, the fourth one, it's been kind of fun. Colleen Palmer, who did Graveyard Shift, so the first Addison Grove, I've kind of brought her over, and she's doing the last Morsels book. And then Carlos, who did my first Morsels book, I've actually brought him over into Addison Grove, so he's working on the third issue of that. So it's really fun to kind of swap them back and forth.
Yeah. How did you know Kelly beforehand? Like, he seems like someone that would be really hard to get time to work on a book for you.
He is. He's one of those. He comes off surly, I feel like, online, but he's been really nice. He's been awesome. I mean, we've talked, we've been friendly online, things like that. We've never met in person, unfortunately. I feel like that's just kind of the story of this game anyway.
Yeah.
But I just kind of came down where I had somebody that was going to do this book. We had kind of been talking. They weren't 100% sure, but I really wanted to work with them. And then it got kind of a point where they weren't able to do the book. So I think I just reached out and I was like, hey, Kelly, you're awesome. And I've asked them a few times and tried to, see if the stars aligned for us to work together.
Yeah.
And it just didn't work out schedule wise. I was like, hey, are you available? It's kind of a short,
quick turnaround.
Yeah, please. But no, he was awesome. I mean, I think he read the script and he liked it, and he's been, pretty awesome. So
that's sweet. Yeah. He's one that, like, I was introduced to his work on a book called Bountiful Garden, which is like a space horror. A bunch of kids are on a spaceship that are supposed to be in cryo, and the cryo breaks, and then the ship is trying to save them, and they're trying to figure out what is happening, and like, do we still try and complete the mission of like going to this planet to see if it can sustain life? And like, they're wicked smart kids, but he did the artwork on that, and I was like, this is such a wild, like, I love space horror.
It sounds familiar, the premise of it, but I don't know if I've read it or not.
It was around the same time that Sentient came out from Jeff Lemire on TKO. And that had a similar, like, spaceship trying to save people. But with it only being kids, they looked cutesy and cartoony, but then the horror aspects of it were like horrific. And he somehow struck like this perfect balance between the two. And he was actually at the Highland Heights Comic-Con that was crowdfunded by Bob France. It's a weird overlapping circle, because I went to college with Bob and Chaz Pangburn, and like, they made a bunch of books together at Mad Cave. Yeah. So that's like how, like, Bob crowdfunded this con and had it at NKU's campus. And I was like, well, I have to go to that. And Kelly was there, and I was talking to Chaz, and he was like, yeah, Kelly's like, there he is. Cause I was like, yeah, I saw the like Bountiful Garden on the poster thing, and I don't know who's Kelly. Like, where's she at? And Chaz was like, he's right behind you. And I turned around, and he's got like this massive beard the long hair. And I was like, oh. So then I, tucked my tail between my legs, and I was like, hey, Kelly, I really like Bountiful Garden, man. Do you have a trade of it? He was like, I actually have one copy left. I was going to hold on to it, but I heard you talking to Chaz about it. And I was like, oh shit, you heard me talking to Chaz. I thought you were a she, but he was super cool about everything. So yeah, when I saw that he was doing your book, I was like, no freaking way. So anyway,
and like I said, we've always talked off and on, and I've always loved his art, because he has a very, I mean, I don't know if cartoony is the best way, but it's just got a very cartoon element, but then it's just an odd mix of, especially when he's doing horror, it's like, it's such horrific stuff. I mean, it's great. And so I think I'm really excited to see this next book, this next Morsels book, and to see it finished and to see what he does with it. Because it was, it's definitely, I don't know, it was a fun story to write, and it really is just. I'm sitting here thinking, and I feel it was an odd feeling, but I'm sitting here like, all right, what are some of my favorite slasher kills? All right, how can I really kill some people? But then it's just kind of an odd feeling of, oh yeah, I could take that and do that. It's like, oh, I need help.
Oh,
maybe there needs to be a note for me in the book.
Yeah, like just a little subtext in the very back cover, like, don't worry, Jay is totally a well-balanced individual. None of this is ever something that he would intend to do in real life.
Yeah,
don't worry about him.
Yeah.
Save your emails.
I mean, you know, I thought recently it's amazing. You think especially when you write horror, and I'm sure every writer has felt this who's written horror, but you got to be like, yeah, I feel like my Google search probably has me on some kind of list to be watched.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. And honestly though, like, that's fine. You know, are you getting are you getting all the flock cameras where you're at? Or is that just like a tri-state to here in Ohio thing?
Oh, I don't know. I don't pay attention to that.
Because so I only had seen a couple like memes about some guy in I think Jersey that took one down and like attacked it with a bat, and they're essentially like a bunch of cameras that are solar powered that are tracking license plates, so that if there's a murder in a specific area, they know like, oh, he had a gray Subaru and, you know, Ohio tags, they can search the database of all these different flock cameras to look for a gray Subaru with Ohio tags, and then use it to track back that way. The problem is like that kind of violates the Fourth Amendment because there's no warrant to track our activities and we haven't done anything wrong. It's like a preemptive. It's like that one movie with Tom Cruise where he was
Minority Report.
Yes, I knew it was something with mathematical something. Yeah, Minority Report, where they're like stopping criminals before they do the crime, and it kind of feels like that. And also, the cameras look exactly like David Aja's designs in The Seeds, which I don't know if you ever read that. It's like a dystopian, like corporate state tech versus non-tech users. But these flock cameras are like, they're all over every corner watching everything. And so to see them in real life, and they look, I don't know if they've been a thing for 10 years or however long since The Seeds came out, but like, it's exactly the same. And so I see it, I have a chill running down my spine because I'm like, I've read this comic. It's not good. Like, this is not going in a good place.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, I have not seen, you know, it's funny. It makes me, my middle son was, it's so funny the things that he repeats or sticks with him. Because he was like, oh, he goes, did you know? He goes, I've got a conspiracy theory for you. And I was like, okay. And part of this makes sense. He's like, did you know birds aren't real and they're actually drones that are flying around spying us? He goes, that's why they land on electrical cords, because they're charging.
They're charging.
And he goes, and then he goes, the reason that they come and they steal our food is because they're getting our DNA to take back.
That's amazing.
And I'm like, birds are real. I go, but I can see some of the birds not being real.
You know, I'm not even mad about that. Yeah. That's my favorite. That's my favorite conspiracy theory, because we have bird feeders all over. Like, we have one of those clear houses that suctions onto our window so that you put the food in it and then the birds sit and you can watch the birds through your window. Because my wife has become an old lady and she loves watching birds. And we have squirrels that will get up in there and like they take up the entire house with their tails and they're still just eating all the food. And our dog just sits and stares at him like, what is that? And he has like a squirrel toy and he just doesn't put two and two together that like, oh, I should be barking at this thing. Yeah. But yeah, anytime that the conspiracy theories comes up, that's always my go-to is like, well, you know, birds aren't real, right? Like, they're just drones. So I love that your son. How old's your son?
He'll be 15.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
going into the like freshman year of high school and
Hmm.
questioning everything. I love
Oh.
it. Could you imagine conversations that he has around like the cafeteria table at lunch? Like, okay, guys, I found out over the summer birds aren't even real. They're drones, dude. Just the
Oh
conversation that
man.
sparks. I love that. I love that for you.
Oh man.
See, if my daughter ever said anything about conspiracy theories to me, I would be like, "You want to lose some time? Look up Project Paperclip," and just like drop that on her lap and leave, and let her like read about all of the crazy things that the U.S. government did to hide all of the scientists that were part of the Nazi Party that they brought to the States to make them work for us, and testing on humans and all the thing. I only know anything about any of these because I had the Paranoid American on my show like a year and a half ago, and he just took me down the rabbit hole of all of the conspiracy theories. So shout out to Paranoid American for keeping me paranoid.
Oh,
It
geez,
worked.
yeah. Well, I mean, I can't lie. There's probably quite a bit of this stuff that is probably pretty real.
Yeah, that's
You know?
that's the thing is like, yeah, okay, yeah, I believe that. Like we all doubted aliens for years, and I thought the world was going to change when the government finally like announced and confirmed that aliens are real. And they
Hmm.
did that like 7 years ago. And here we are, and people are like, wait, they did that? Like,
But here's my thing, and maybe I haven't seen everything, I haven't followed everything, but like especially more recently in the last year or so, when they're like, we're going to unclassify all this stuff and blah blah
yeah,
blah blah blah, which is all just look over here why we're doing this over here type
yeah,
deal. But
yeah,
even when they're like, look what we've seen, and I'm like, it's still like okay, this is all stuff I've been seeing for years. What's the now you're just saying that that's real, but it's still like really blurry. And what am I,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I don't
Don't get me wrong.
understand.
I mean, I can't. I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna say there's not. I hope there is. There has to be. If there's the universe is just too big for it just to be us.
Yeah.
Well,
I
it's just like, but is it gray little men that come down? Who knows? There's just so much of it that, like, what I really imagine would be that it's going to be like, uh, and I think it was Richard Matheson that wrote this, maybe not, but the Tales from the Crypt, or not Tales from the Crypt, Jesus, Twilight Zone episode. The monsters are on Maple Street. I don't know if you remember that one. If you've ever seen that episode, and it's basically like, so it's this small little town. It's a great, great episode about paranoia and stuff like that. And so it's
love it.
like it's like 50s, 60s town, and they're all outside and they see something like fly through the sky and like land or crash, right? And so and then all the power goes out in their neighborhood. So at first they're like, hey, what's going on? Oh, did you see that? Yeah, my power's out too. So and so. But then like slowly it's like, well, why is this? And then all of a sudden, one house, their power comes on. And they're like, wait, why do you have power? Nobody else has power. What's going on? And so, like, little by little, all these things keep happening. They're like, so and so, what's wrong with you? You're different. He goes, he's like, I see you walking out at night all the time, looking up at the stars. He's like, I have insomnia. Like, I can't sleep. Like, and so, like,
Yeah.
they're all just, I mean, they get to a point where they're all just at each other's
Everybody's pointing
throat.
fingers. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it just kind of fades back. And then, like, up on this mountain side are, like, apparently, like, two aliens. They're like, huh, man, that was so easy. He's like, could you just imagine how we could take this over? Man, that was so easy. A couple little things, and they all just go mad. And they're like, okay. And they just leave. Like,
That's awesome.
So, people go, let's just fuck with these guys.
See, I just watched the McPherson tape where like it's a found footage from I think 89, and it's set up as like in the mass releasing of all of these government documents and this declassification of everything, the most profound evidence for alien life is the McPherson tape. And it's this family, and this guy's taping his niece's like fifth birthday party. And so it's him and his two brothers and the two wives and the girl, and then the mom. The mom is like a dead ringer for my aunt who just passed in January, which is really weird. Like the laugh is the same, the glasses were the same. It's like, God, that's Aunt Gail. But like so the first half of the movie, and it's only like 75 minutes, super short, but it's, they're all recording stuff, and they go exploring because they saw like a weird red light outside the window, like looked like it was trailing down to the back of the property. So the three brothers go out and they're trying to find it, and they end up finding like this spaceship that has landed, and they're like hiding in the bushes filming this spaceship, and then like three little gray aliens come walking up to it, and they're like talking and pointing, and then one of them just goes like, they're doing the thing behind the spaceship, and the one just goes, and then the other two turn, and the guys are like, oh God, and they take off. And then the rest of the movie is the aliens trying to get into the house, but you barely see any of them. And that to me is where horror excels, because your imagination is the one that's just running crazy, unless I guess you don't have an imagination, and then that would probably suck for you. But like for me, I'm like, oh man, they're probably like, how many are up there? It was a big ship. Like, this is nuts. And so to tie this all back in, when you're writing the Morsels books or the horror in general, how do you know what to show and what not to show to make a moment stick?
Oh God. I mean, that's a hard one. I feel like it's got to be, it really depends on what genre I'm trying to play around in. Part of it also too, what kind of rating, I guess, do I want to stand under? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Now obviously like, Days Without Incident, which is the upcoming slasher one. That one, I mean, obviously I don't want to go too gratuitous, with it, because I'm not just going to do, I guess, violence to be violent, or I'm not trying to shock readers, but it's a homage to 80s slashers. So, I will tell you, there's one, the first one that I have that has to do with a corkscrew to the face. You know what I mean? So there's, like I said, but even in that, what was kind of fun is like, I definitely want to, like, it was definitely kind of a picking and choosing, because it was in the fact like, okay, I want to see, like, it's an 80s slasher, so you got to have some fun kills, but like there's also some fun of, okay, we didn't see this character die, but as our final girl's going through, it's kind of that fun experience of, oh my God, there she is. Like, you start seeing all these bodies like pop out of everywhere. So I kind of played around with that. And then, again, it just kind of depends on what I'm doing, and I guess what you're going to go for the big reveal. Like if you looked at, oh my gosh, One Good Scare, like that was kind of a big one where, and I think I would give 75-80% credit to Carlos, who was the artist on it. But I still wrote it. It's like, I want to just, when the Shirimi first changes, you're just kind of seeing like little things happening. You're like, what the fuck is happening? Like, what's moving? What is this? And then you just get the big reveal. So you're like, okay.
Something's definitely wrong with Jay. What in the hell is that?
Yes, they're probably very much so. Yes, the slow train is constantly moving into infinity.
Yeah, that's right. It's just slightly curving into infinity. Yeah, that's it's gonna become my new catchphrase.
Yes,
just on this slow-moving train to infinity, man.
Yeah. So I would say he did a really good job, but yeah, I mean, it's just, I guess part of it just comes from all the horror movies that I've watched, and starting to think like, okay, what were the best scares? What did they show? What did they not show?
Yeah.
What little nuggets did they give us? And then kind of bam, right in our face. You know what I mean? To kind of really get you. So I think it's just sometimes just playing around with that and kind of remembering what's worked for me, what hasn't,
Mm.
some things that I've seen. So
Yeah, it's that it's the whole like drawing inspiration from like literally anything around you. If you watch a lot of horror and read a lot of horror, then it's going to be easy to be like, oh, that did stick with me. Like
oh yeah.
I can think of specific moments in movies that at the time I was watching it made me feel uncomfortable. And
Hmm.
those are the movies that I want to regularly return to because they were effective in doing what they're doing. Because I also watch a ton of horror, and a lot of
Hmm.
it's not so great. but
But sometimes that's good too.
but so,
Sometimes
yeah,
there's sometimes there's so bad that you're like, oh my god, this is hilarious. I mean, gosh,
yeah,
or it's so bad it's good. I mean, I think in anything, the biggest crime almost, or I guess mistake that people make is being boring or forgettable.
mm,
I think that's the hardest thing. Like for instance, like how many '80s, '90s slashers, low budget did you make that you're just like, God, this is so over the top, right? But it's memorable. You remember like, okay, what went into it, how they did this. Oh
yeah,
my God, that was hilarious. Um, and then of course you've got movies that are really good that do that. Each end of the spectrum. But I guess what's crazy is I always use this example. Like, have you ever seen Daybreakers with Ethan Hawke and
that
Sam Neill?
I think I put that on my list to watch because you told me about it. I haven't gotten
Okay,
to it yet though.
but here's what's funny about that. I've watched it twice, and I did not remember that I watched it when I watched it the second time. And I kid you, it was weird. And I mean, it's like it's one of those where like the concept's pretty cool.
Yeah,
You've got Sam Neill, you've got Ethan Hawke, you've got Willem Dafoe. I mean, it's got like these all-star people that are just
yeah,
and the performances. That's the thing. The performances were good. It's just in the end, I tell you, I'm sitting here and I'm like, I remember seeing this and it was flipping through, and I can't remember if Tubi or what put it up, but I was like, oh, this looks interesting. I was like, how did I never see this? And I
yeah.
turned it on and I got probably about halfway or so. And I'm like, that seems familiar. I'm like, oh my God, I've seen this movie before. And then by the end, I'm kind of like, yeah, it was okay. Like,
I
wasn't
feel the
bad.
same.
It wasn't great. I'll probably watch this again in 5 years and forget all of this.
Yeah, yeah. That is an interesting idea of like it's not because it was bad, it's because it was boring. And
Yeah, it was just middle of the road, so
yeah,
it's not. And I guess I don't say that is, you get a lot of maybe it just comes down to the magic. It comes down to the love that the artists, however many are in it,
yeah,
filmmakers, whatever, feel and put into it. Because like for instance, like you also have I mean, you could have movies that are people purposely make them bad or are trying to just kind of shock you, shock and awe, and that's
yeah,
all they're going for. And so those I think end up being like, oh yeah, okay, I remember that because I never want to watch it again.
yeah,
And so and it's the same for prestigious big budget movies. Sometimes it is all the spectacle in the world and this is great, but it's like it just feels very mechanical and go through and you're like, okay, I saw it, great, probably never going to watch it again. But
yeah,
a lot of these lower budget movies or high budget movies are the ones that were taking big swings. It's like you can feel the filmmakers and everybody, they really believed in what they were doing and they tried their hardest. And so,
yeah,
hey, yeah, the effects aren't what, top of the line, but they did an awesome job, with what they had. I mean, God, look at, or even just memorable what they did with what little they had. You
yeah.
think about Peter Jackson. I mean, his early stuff.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
Meet the Feebles. I mean, Dead Alive. AKA Brain Dead. However,
yeah,
whatever side of the world you come from.
yeah.
Just all those were so. And one of my favorites. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen The Frighteners
It's been a long time.
with Michael J. Fox.
Yeah,
Oh, dude. And see,
yeah,
that's one where you're like, the effects, and I think they've kind of touched them up over the years. The effects
probably.
weren't great in parts because it was a lower budget, but like you still just love it because like you feel the love like Peter Jackson had in it, and you know what I
Yeah.
mean, everything he's putting into that, what Michael J. Fox was doing in it, and oh my god, I can't think of his name. Who played Reanimator?
Oh
Or
gosh,
Doctor, the main guy from Reanimator. Why can't I think of the? I can't think of the actor's name.
I'm gonna cheat.
Oh, it's making me so mad. Yeah, cheat, please.
Let's see,
And I'm gonna
cast.
hate myself as soon as I hear it.
The main guy, is it Bruce Abbott?
Jeffrey Combs. Jeffrey Combs.
Jeffrey Combs.
No, Bruce Abbott was the good guy. Jeffrey Combs was Herbert West.
Yes.
But oh my God, Jeffrey Combs, who, I mean, his performance never lacks in anything he's in. Not always the greatest movies, but he's always top of the line. And I mean, him as the FBI agent that's been like undercover with all these cults, just
Yeah.
everything about that movie is just, I love it.
Yeah.
Frighteners, if you haven't watched it in a long time, you should revisit it because it's so amazing. I absolutely love that one.
It.
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah, and like how great is Tubi to bring all of these movies back? Have them for free. Like half of the movies, I don't even bother Googling to see where I can watch them. I just go to Tubi and I'm like, I just gotta be here. I don't know. If they have Pan Man, which I don't know if you've seen Pan Man.
No.
When it's good, it's so bad it's good. When it's bad, it's just downright terrible. But some of the kills are actually really fun. So you know, you can watch a kill and then skip, and unless you want to see a lady trying to make out with a guy with a giant pan on his head. And she's just like kissing the pan, and it's super weird. And
I'll tell you, my love and a good buddy of mine, his name's Nathan Bayless. We are still good friends, but we were friends in college. And I think one of the best experiences we had came from our love of just bad horror movies. And what really makes me sad about this is because we no longer have movie theater, or not movie theaters. We have movie theaters, Blockbuster, movie stores, you know, video stores.
Yeah.
We don't have those anymore because I tell you, we used to watch just, you know, all these terrible horror movies and things like that, low budget stuff. We got I kid you not, we were like, okay, we need a internship because it was like our last year of college. Like we got to find something. So we went to Hollywood Video and we went to the horror section and we started looking at the back of every horror movie and we started looking up studios and we just started emailing and like sending out applications. And there was one that was, it's called Edgewood Studios, and it is a like full-fledged movie studio or independent movie studio in Rutland, Vermont. And I'm telling you, Rutland is a tiny town in Vermont. Okay. It's probably like the second or third biggest, but tiny compared to anything here. And it was crazy because we went on, we applied, they go, yeah, you can be interns for the summer. So we packed up and we drove up to Vermont. And the best thing ever is we get there at like 9-10 at night. The owner, his name is Dave Giancola, and I don't think she's there anymore, but it was kind of she was his right-hand person, you know what I mean? Kind of run everything.
Yeah.
Met us at the studio. They didn't check IDs or anything. They're just like, oh, are you Joe and Nate? Yeah, we're Joe. They're like, okay, come on in. And like, they were like, okay, so we put some mattresses in these rooms in here. So like we lived in the studio for 2 months.
That's insane.
Oh yeah. And it was crazy. And oh my God, like it was the most amazing thing ever. Cause during the day, it was like, we did some editing projects. Like my buddy, like re-edited some, whatchamacallit, you know, some like trailers and stuff that they were kind of doing. I went out and shot some B-roll from things. So like, we just kind of did odd jobs. But then at night we got to stay there and, you know, they had dollies and all this stuff, you know, equipment. And the guy was like, Dave was like, hey, I don't care if you guys want to use this stuff, just make sure it's cleaned up in the morning. So we were making stupid like films. We were doing dolly shots. Oh my God. It was probably the most amazing thing, like amazing experience ever. Now I will tell you, and I know I'm going on about this, are you a fan of Mystery Science Theater 3000?
It's very hit or miss for me.
Okay. Have you ever seen the movie or the episode Time Chasers? and it's about a guy with a mullet that basically flies back in time because his little biplane is turned into a time machine and it flies back in time.
That one I haven't seen.
It's got to be like, I guess for the longest time it was one of their highest rated episodes, but the guy that made that was the studio that we worked for.
That's awesome.
That was his big claim to fame. The best thing ever. And what's awesome is, so he had a big conference room with a projector too, where they watched dailies. So we got to watch like movies at night up on like this big projector. He also, one of the best things ever, he made a movie called Icebreaker. And I kid you not, it is Die Hard at an Aspen ski resort. But your hero was Sean Astin, and this was probably a few years before Lord of the Rings.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, so that was your Bruce Willis character, your John McClane.
Yep.
And the bad guy was a bald Bruce Campbell.
Outstanding.
Oh yeah. And what's awesome is, I guess apparently in and sorry, I'm going on, I know, but
no,
in Sean, we read this. So in our owner, or the owner of the studio, he goes, oh yeah, he goes, it's kind of cool. He goes, if you go read Sean Astin's biography, or autobiography that he did, and this has been a while, but he goes, he mentions me in the foreword and talks about how shit our movie is. And it is. He goes, man, and we read it, and he's just like in the 40s, like, man, he goes, I did Rudy and had all the stuff, and my career was kind of, he goes, out of town. He goes, and I did this movie, Icebreaker for Edgewood Studios, and he goes, I got to be this, and he goes, I got to tell you, he goes, I'm sorry, Dave, but the movie's shit. And I guess he did that right before. Then he got the role in Lord of the Rings, and of course, everything kind of exploded back for him. Yeah. But oh my god, yeah,
that's fantastic.
Oh yeah, I mean it's awful, but it's not. I don't know.
I've mentioned that before. Of like, there's a lot of actors and actresses that have gone on to do really like serious acting and like Oscar and all like award-winning performances that started with really weird or obscure or terrible horror movies. Mm-hmm. And like, it makes me want to figure out who they are and then watch their worst horror movie performance and maybe their best acting performance, like whatever they won an award for.
I'll tell you. So it's funny that you say these, because there's some that are so ridiculous. So, and you may have realized, but like Jennifer Aniston, her first movie was Leprechaun.
Yeah, I just watched that. And I was like,
I mean, don't get me wrong. I guess Jennifer Aniston has just been Jennifer Aniston so long that you think, oh, she was always Jennifer Aniston. But she was, she had to do the, all these things before Friends made her, just the Jennifer Aniston. Yeah. I'm pretty sure Charlize Theron, I'm pretty sure, is in one of the Children of the Corn sequels.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like, I mean, there are some of those like those franchises that just kept going on and direct to video, and you're like, oh my god, who's in there? And it's just these huge stars.
That's outstanding. Children of the Corn was one of the few that after watching it, I was like, well, I've watched that now. Like it didn't do anything for me.
The original or all the other ones?
Yeah, no, the original. And then I didn't even bother with the sequels, because I was like, if I didn't like the original, I'm probably not gonna like any of the sequels.
I will tell you this, but I only know some of this because I listened to the Kingcast, which is a podcast which I've loved. I've been listening to them for a few years. So I kind of want to watch at least the second one, and I'll tell you this: the first one, it has moments that are very like, holy crap, but yeah, it's just kind of an okay movie. It was also kind of a weird thing, I think, in the 70s, early 80s, where there was a string of horror movies I watched where the movie just ended. It was like they didn't know how to end it. Children of the Corn is kind of well, we got away, and then one final jump scare, and it's like, okay, well, the car won't work. Let's just walk off into the sunset.
Yeah.
Like, okay. what was another one? The Amityville Horror, the original one. It's just
Yeah.
like, oh, we got to get out of the house. Okay, we're out of the house. Okay, drive away. All right, the end. Roll credits. Like, okay, that was just kind of a yeah. But the reason I say this on the King cast, because they said, I mean, they're all very bad, but Children of the Corn kept going, and they basically had a segment where they were having the same guy come on, and they had to watch all of them, and they talked about it. But they said the second one's actually kind of funny because it kind of goes absolutely crazy. And I guess at one point there's like a woman in a motorized wheelchair, but I guess the Children of the Corn, they somehow hijack it, and so they use like a remote control, and they like send her flying through a window. Like, really?
All right,
So
maybe I'll give
they're
the
like-
second one a try.
So there's some things where they're just like, okay, it just went crazy,
Yeah.
But it was saying that like in the 90s. I mean, God, the other one that baffles me, I always forget, but Matthew McConaughey. I mean, he was in Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The New Generation, and with Renee Zellweger. Like, I mean, those are huge stars that are in just like these. What were you in?
Yep. Yeah, and my wife's great with identifying, like, oh my gosh, that's so and so, and they did this one movie and blah blah blah. And I'm like, I don't even know the name of their character of the movie that we've been watching for an hour. How do you remember? And she doesn't like a lot of the, like, we have the appreciation of it's so bad it's good. She's like, it's just bad. Like, why do I want to watch? This is just bad. And I'm like, no, but that's why it's so good, right? Like, it's enjoyable.
It's so
and she's
funny.
like, I'm not enjoying this. No, I don't want to. So, but I would love to watch some of those movies. And I know like the Leprechaun franchise had a bunch of people that I don't remember any of them, but I remember reading like it was shocking. Somebody did the same thing where they were doing the watch through.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was on someone on Substack like 2 years ago that was posting like, yeah, so I decided to watch all of the Leprechaun movies. And it was just like, I had no idea that this person was in those. This person went through that franchise. And I would love to sit with my wife and do that because she would recognize people. Like, obviously, I recognize Jennifer Aniston because she looked exactly the same. I'm like, how has it been 40 years and you're exactly the same? But like, I definitely want to watch Leprechaun 4 where he's in space. I definitely want to watch that one. And then I'll probably rewatch Jason X where he's in space because like, that's funny to me.
There are some things recently. Sorry, I was trying to look something up, but people have talked about the Leprechaun series, and I think I stopped watching probably after 3 when he was in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was just like, I don't know if I can watch these, but from the people that are horror lovers and they talk about the series, it was kind of funny because they said, they were like, okay, 3, you have 3. They're like, In the Hood is okay. They're like, Back in the Hood is actually pretty good. And you have In Space. I mean, the only thing I've heard that's awful was that Leprechaun Origins that they did, where it's not even like Warwick Davis. He's not like a leprechaun. They said he's almost like a golem chasing you around. And then what was kind of sad is they did I heard a decent sequel, like actual sequel to the other ones. But it wasn't Warwick Davis's Leprechaun because I don't think he wanted to do it anymore.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a bummer. But they went back to the, leprechaun, little guy leprechaun.
Yeah. Yeah. It struck me that like it was so tongue in cheek with a lot of the scares and jokes and stupid one-liners and stuff. But they all committed to the bit. And like,
oh yeah.
And so that was the thing that struck me as like, they were all acting in that movie like it was the greatest horror movie of all time. And it was going to go down in the, annals of history as being this significant masterpiece of horror. And then you watch it and you're like, he's making like Lucky Charms jokes. And
he eats it. And he's like, blah.
Yeah. And like the guy they have that one moment where the guy's like, oh, I guess there's no pot of gold at the end of this rainbow. And then like he gets stabbed or something. And it was just like, what? How can you give me a really cheesy line and then, all right,
But I will say,
respect
I'll
it.
give, and it's been a while. I need to do a rewatch. But the first one, I will say, I almost equate it to the first Nightmare on Elm Street because it has some ridiculousness to it, but it actually was trying to be like legitimately scary, I feel
Yeah.
like. And so even though there were some, I mean, obviously they were kind of pulling a little bit, I think, from Freddy Krueger because he had already, come and, well, not gone, but wasn't doing movies anymore at that point. I think the Leprechaun started. But I think they quickly were like, okay, we need a new Freddy Krueger. And like this guy could be the new Freddy Krueger. And so that's when like the second one on, it gets really, really more jokey and ridiculous and I'm the leprechaun. Yeah, like he's rhyming to him when he's killing them.
Yeah. That's it also is something I like. Freddy Krueger is my favorite slasher because it knows it's ridiculous, and like they leaned into that as the franchise continued. And so for me, it's like if they knew what they were and they decided to just continue, like instead of making what I feel are like truly terrifying movies, they just made like horror comedies where it's horror elements. Sure, he's killing people, but like it's so over the top.
Like Power Glove. He's like playing on that. I mean, oh yeah. I mean, and that was the second to last one, but like, yeah, I think they got to a point where it was like a darkly comic for sure. I mean, like the one kid that loves marionettes and he's like, oh, I'm gonna slice out your tit. Like, so it's still like, oh my god, but it's still kind of funny that he's like, oh, I can't do it. Like, oh yeah, I love Freddy Krueger, and I think I even loved Wes Craven's New Nightmare, where he kind of was doing the meta Scream stuff before Scream.
Yeah,
like I feel like you almost may not have Scream if you didn't have New Nightmare. And I remember as a kid, like New Nightmare, I feel like really went back and like made it scary again. Like I remember being like terrified of moments in that movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I was always the kid. I mean, we've talked about this before. I don't know if I was just a glutton for punishment or what, because I still love them, but I loved horror movies and I loved watching them, but they always scared the shit out of me. And I mean, it always messed with my head. Like, so I don't know why I kept doing it because I was so scared for a while afterwards, but nope, every time still did it.
Yeah. First time my buddy brought over his VHS copy of Evil Dead, like the original, it terrified me. Like I was so scared. And after we watched it, we were both like, do you want to go play video games? Oh yeah. I mean, if that's what you want to do,
all the lights on.
Turn every light on from the living room upstairs through the kitchen, the stairwell, the hallway light, the bedroom light. Turn all of them on and then just leave them on.
Yeah. Remember when you got mad at your parents? Let's stick it to them and turn every light on in the house.
I don't think I don't like that's one of those scenes though of like when she sticks her hand out through the basement and stabs his ankle with the pencil. It doesn't just stab, but like cranks it around and all that raspberry sauce just gushes out. I was mortified as a kid. Like, oh, it's so gross.
We are up to Army of Darkness, but I have started showing my middle son. He's been real into him, but we've watched Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2.
Nice.
And so we're up to Army of Darkness. So, and what's funny is I'm kind of like, I mean, don't get me wrong, that first one was definitely kind of brutal. It was gory, but I feel like by the standards of 2013 and on, it's somewhat tame. So I'm a little hesitant. Like, do I show him 2013 yet? Do I not? What do I do?
Yeah, I'm excited about the Evil Dead Burn. And then they've got one more coming. I think it's next year. And then they've said that that's going to be the final. But like,
that's going to be the final one.
Yeah, they've got two more, including Burn. So really, just one more after Burn.
I have a hard time believing they're just going to stop that franchise.
Right? because they're doing it so well. Like the new ones are terrifying. Like they're really unsettling.
Well, you know what I wonder? What I wonder too is, and I haven't seen Burn yet. I've just seen some rumors, but like I've heard rumors that like if somehow like kind of like the opening scene of Rise
Mm-hmm.
and the girl becomes the Deadite. I've heard
Yeah.
that possibly links to Burn.
Okay.
And so my question is, have they, starting with Rise, do they have like a 3-movie arc how these are all kind of connected and that's the end, but not the end of the franchise overall? I have a hard time believing that they're going to be like, oh, it's a sexual IP. Yeah, let's put that away forever. We're done. That's just me.
And maybe it could be that it's the end of the arc.
It could
not
be because
franchise.
I don't know what they are, and my brother-in-law gives me a hard time because I've become very cynical with certain things, or at least when it comes to, I guess, superhero stuff, and the fact where I'm like, I'll just Google what happened. What's the teaser? Like, I don't really watch anymore. I mean, I'll end up watching it, but it's just like there's so much. I've gotten kind of tired of it. So, but I've heard there's 2 not Easter eggs, but 2 after credits not trailers or scenes or whatever for after Evil Dead Burn, and people are like, oh my God, I can't believe what it's setting up. So I haven't read. I want to be surprised. So I wonder if they either connect to Rise or something. I don't know if maybe Bruce Campbell is somehow coming back. We get Ash back somehow.
Yeah.
Actually, I will say, as much as I love Bruce Campbell and Ash, and I would love to see him come back, don't get me wrong, I would love to see them bring back Jane Levy from the 2013. Somehow would be badass.
Yeah. Well, didn't Bruce Campbell has cancer now, right? Like he didn't get.
Yeah. Well, he hasn't said what. I think he said that it's something that's incurable, but I mean, I think with treatment can live with it for an extended period of time. So I don't know. I haven't heard any more about what he's. But yeah, I'm like, fucking Deadites. They're finally gonna get him. No,
after all this time.
Well, what kills me, and I don't know what their plans were. I wish we knew. Is that because I think Fetty, correct me if I'm wrong. Fetty Alvarez I feel like has become loved now, but it wasn't a huge financial success at the time, was it?
I don't
feel
think
like it's gained a lot more cult status as the years have gone on. But like there were talks that there was going to be a Ash crossover, and like Jane Levy's character somehow was going to like go to, like, because of the Necronomicon or whatever, go to a different world or universe, and it was going to be with Ash, because at the very end there's a teaser where it just comes up and it just shows Ash's silhouette and he says groovy like at the end of that one. So I don't know.
That also brings up the, like, there's so much lost potential in a lot of things, and you just wonder, like, in an alternate timeline, did we get that movie? Did the movie with Shaq as a genie and like, did that actually happen? Because apparently that didn't happen. And how does that happen? How do we all remember that movie and it never actually was a thing? But speaking of like franchises and stuff, look at me trying to
Sorry, I know we've totally gone off on a whole.
I want you to be able to talk about Morsels. Because we're trying to promo the thing you're doing. Do you have a planned launch date for the
August? Let's see, I think 4th.
Okay, so the day we close is the day you launch.
Oh well, there you go. So August 4th. I think I've tried to do the first Tuesday of every month that they've launched. So right now you're looking August 4th, and then like I said, the second, or not the second last, the last one will be probably October 5th or 6th. But yeah, I mean, I think right now, I mean, if people are listening, I mean, the pre-launch is going. I think we're trying to, kind of with Morsels, with a little different tactic I've been trying with the pre-launch. Which, I mean, I feel like in different ways has been successful. Possibilities is like, right now, the more pre-launch followers that we get unlock some free early bird swag. So all physical backers, in the first 48 hours, we'll basically get some free goodies if we unlock them. So we did just this week unlocked the Morsels sticker pack. So that'll be for all, early bird backers. And then I think if we can hit 150, that will unlock a print of the cover art for this book, but signed by me and Kelly Williams. So we'll both have I've autographed those. So then all physical backers will get that. And then if we can hit 200, which would be huge, would be awesome. I think and that one I kind of put into all early bird backers will basically get all the books that I've done digitally for free. So,
which is nuts. Like that's it's crazy that you're willing to do that. Because usually those are the like higher all-in mega fan tiers of like, I'll send you a file folder with everything, and you're like, we get to 200.
But we'll see. So I think August 4th is when we're planning to launch. And I'm excited about it. And I will say I'm really excited for the final book, which is called Be Kind and Rewind. And maybe some of this was a little too indulgent for myself, but like I didn't set out to plan to do this, but it just worked out so beautifully. Is like the last one is going to be a haunted video store, or kind of a possessed haunted video store, which I'm pretty excited. But I kind of got a little too self-indulgent, and I still love it, is that the main character basically almost has to survive or live through a bunch of horror movies, but you're going to see a lot of the monsters from the first 3 Morsels Presents pop up in this last one.
I love that. I don't think that's self-indulgent. I think that's fun.
Well, at first I was like, oh my gosh, I would love to do, kind of homage this character and this character, this character. Then I'm like, well, it's too, do they look too much like it? Then do you get in trouble? And I'm like, oh wait, I have a whole bunch of monsters that I just created that I can use.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
But yeah.
You know that I'm a fan. I did anytime that I get the email that says that you launched a new project, I'm like, damn it, Jay, take more of my money. Here it is. Because I love how you write horror, and being a horror junkie only makes the horror that you're creating that much better. So all that to say, like, good on you. You got a fan here, and I think several, because you're like consistently like hitting funding immediately, even though you ripped off our size comic printing. That's fine.
Which came out first though?
Probably one of yours. I don't know.
No, I think yours did before I launched Marshall. It doesn't matter. Hey, people have done digest size way before both of us did digest size.
There's no way. No, we were the
really,
first.
Whatever. If anything, we're ripping off Marvel right now, who DC, who went back and was like, hey, you want to take comics with you? Hey, look at digest.
Yeah. And then Marvel was like, we can do that too. I just actually picked up Planet Hulk, in that I had to look because it's right there. I just picked up Planet Hulk because I was like, I've had my eye on that collected volume for years, but it's always so freaking expensive. So it works out perfect because it was like $12.99. So
I will say I am excited. I've already started putting, because obviously I have 2 of the stuff finished, the collected volume of Morsels Presents, because I think at the beginning of next year I will probably kickstart that. But I'm really excited because Alex Cormack is going to come back and do the main cover for the trade, which he kind of started it off with our creep or ghoul or whatever you want to say, on the cover of the original Morsels. So I'm excited to have him back. And then Ryan Carr, I think, is going to do a variant cover. So I am going to have 2 different covers on that one, just because it's kind of a bigger, a bigger deal to kind of have it all put together.
Yeah.
So
Now, are you gonna skip traditional size on that and go straight to oversized? Go from digest on the regulars to the oversized format for the
let's just go, yeah, big as I don't want this book to fit on anybody's shelf.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to put it
I
on
love
your
those.
wall.
I've gotten
to
a few
look
of
at.
those where I'm like, this is so awesome, and then it's like, damn it, it doesn't quite
If-
fit.
I gotta if I angle. Okay.
Turn back.
I think I have a figure that'll fit in this bottom triangle, and I got shorter books I can stack in the top triangle. Stupid. It's dumb mental gymnastics we do.
I agree. No, I think the plan is I'm gonna stick with digest size. I think for even the trade, just because I feel like that was kind of the shtick for everything. You know what I mean? It's morsels. It's small. It's horror you can take with you. You know?
Yeah.
So and then I think next year my big thing is to finish off Addison Grove. So then I'll have, you know, 2 of those stories that I'm pretty excited about. So the 3rd issue is kind of paused in it for a moment, which is fine because I'm finishing up things with Morsels Presents. But
Sure.
you know, 3rd issue is going, and then that's going to be a fun finale, I think, to finish all up. So
Sweet.
yeah.
And then who knows beyond that? Are you working just the like Morsels, Addison Grove in 27, and then question mark in 28, or do you already have like?
You know, I have ideas. I feel like that's the fun and frustrating thing I think about being the writer is like you're constantly writing and things are going to be coming out, but then it's like, but it won't see the light of day. You know, you got so much in the way. I will say I can't officially talk about anything, but there is something hopefully coming out, I think, with a publisher next year that's not crowdfunded. And then I'm always just trying to, you know, like anybody, you know, kind of crack that door open and stick my foot in.
Yeah. Start just
say, please, sir, may I have some more work, please?
Is there room? Is there room?
It's kind of like that episode of Friends where they all have their heads through the door, but it's chained. Hello?
Yeah.
I like comics. I can write for you. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
You need stories, right? I got stories.
I can see you through the window. Hello?
We've had a lot of those people come into our house the last like week. We have the same like 2 or 3 guys in rotation, and one will come and they'll knock and then they'll stand there and then he'll disappear. And then like 4 hours later, another one comes and knocks. And then 3 hours after that, the first one comes back. And it's like, we were at a like 50th wedding anniversary yesterday that I was doing video for. And we were eating and my wife's phone went off with the security camera and she was like, they're back again. I thought of the mall rats, like that kid is on the escalator again. He's going to die. Like that's what came through my head. And so I literally was like, give me your phone. And so we can talk through our security camera. So I unmuted it. And I said, hey, you really got to stop coming to my house. I'm not interested in whatever it is that you've got. So you can leave my property now. And he like stepped up onto our doorstep and tried to say something. I'm in a big gymnasium at church. Like I can't hear what the dude's saying. And so I just cut him off. I was like, yeah, no, I don't want anything that you're doing. You need to get off my property and don't come back and tell your buddy he's not welcome here either. Okay, thanks. And then like I muted it again. He just kind of stood there like. Picked up
Where was
backpack.
that coming from? The house is talking to me.
God? Yeah.
It's me, God. No.
Leave this house.
That's awesome. See, now I find it funny that as much as we're sitting here talking about horror, random guys coming and just knocking on your door sent you to Mallrats versus I'm thinking The Strangers. Is Tara home? like that's what I was just waiting for you to be like, what do you want? Is Tara home? Nope. Go away. 911.
Hard pass.
Yeah.
Please, sir, my car broke down in the street right here. No, make it break down in front of somebody else's house. I'm not falling for that. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Actually, what I think would have been better is actually this might be a prank to get you shot or in trouble. But if you really wanted to creep somebody out, is that if you go in there, if somebody actually brought their own swing set, put it up in your backyard, and then just sat there and and then you're like, where did the swing set even come?
Just quietly swinging, dead
Yep.
face. And,
Yeah.
yeah, they're definitely calling the cops on me for that. Not that I'm any of my neighbor's favorite neighbor, but yeah, we have a police chief that lives 3 houses down. I've got an old fire chief that lives across the weird corner dip in the neighborhood that we're in. Like, we have safety people everywhere, and I was burning off some brush in my fire pit on my driveway, but it was putting up a lot of smoke because some of it was still damp, and like everybody came running to make sure that no house was on fire. And I was like, well, thanks for coming running, but like, I'm just burning some brush and some tax documents.
Epstein
worry about
file papers. Yeah.
It's fine. Just
There goes page 100 to 150 of the Epstein file. See?
Yep. There was. Dude, it's always good to have you on. I feel like every time that we talk, we just laugh through the entire stream. So if you're listening to this and you couldn't see any of the miming and acting out of all the kills that we were talking about, you should probably check out the video of this one. But as you know, this is the end of my notes, Jay. See, I'm out of them because I didn't start them.
It's written on your arm.
I was just keeping track, you know.
Yeah. See, I have my notes. See,
I have everything I need
yeah.
right here.
No.
Much to the chagrin and worry of my mother-in-law, who's at my house right now, so I have to say that quietly. But I don't have any more notes for you, so I'm gonna take our screenshot and then we'll see what closing thoughts you've got. And I already put all of your books away, so I don't have any to show off. But
Wait.
I'm going to show off the slow train does not stop. It curves slightly to infinity.
Well, we've got
There it is.
Morsels Presents, One Good Scare. Here's the first book that'll be available. And we have tag-alongs.
I just took like 74 screenshots during all of that. One of them will be fine. Closing thoughts. What you got? I guess I'll give this. If you're new, this probably was a really weird episode for you to listen to. But thanks for finding me and listening to Longbox Punk. I love, at the end of every stream, I always close it out by turning the microphone over to my guest. And that's just kind of a celebration of like, hey, we might come from all over places in the globe. This is a global show. I haven't found anybody in Antarctica or Africa yet. So if you know somebody in those countries that are on those continents that can talk to me, that'd be awesome. But to celebrate the fact that we all come from different experiences, but that we all share the love of reading, collecting, creating comics and art, I just like to have my creators get the final word. So whatever it is you want people to hear from you, Jay, it could be a sales pitch, like sign up for the pre-launch because I want to give you all my comics. It could be something completely different. It doesn't at all matter to me what the content is. I just want to make sure that you've got a chance to share what it is you want people to hear from you. So take it away.
All right, hand me your mic. Let me see. No.
As close as I can get it.
I mean, obviously, I guess I'll be the, continue my self-indulgence, but I would say Morsels Presents right now, the pre-launch is live for our 3rd issue, Days Without Incidents, which is, like I said, my homage to 80s and 90s slashers like Intruder, Friday the 13th, Halloween, any of those. If you just go to morselscomics.com, you can sign up for the pre-launch. Like I said, the more signups that we get, the possibility of unlocking more free stuff that you'll get with the comic. I would say beyond that, I think one thing that I've kind of been thinking about and really trying hard to do is, being an indie creator is hard. Yesterday I was out at a local horror market, which was awesome. Luckily I had a tent, but I'm pretty sure, it poured on us pretty much the whole time. And you still saw people out with umbrellas, walking in the rain. They were getting coffee, still supporting. So I think anytime you can support a an indie artist, I mean, any way that you can, try to buy something if you can, tell a friend, tell other friends, post about it, share, and any of that is a huge help, and because honestly, if we don't support each other, who's going to support us? And so I think that's important. And like I said, that doesn't mean you always have to throw your money, but you see somebody has a campaign, click that share button. It takes about 2 seconds because you might, put that out there for a friend who likes their work. And then it's good both ways.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And for those of you that don't want to have to remember links and stuff, I made it super easy for you to find Morsels Presents. I've got it linked in the description, whatever. The thing is that you got to tap expand, and there's 2 links there. One of them is for Jay's pre-launch campaign. The other one is for the active campaign for my flagship comic, Barricade Brigade Chapter 1. It's not an issue. It is 80 plus pages. Plus we have a B-side that's 20 pages as well. So we're looking at over 100 pages.
Which I backed. I'm already a backer.
For $20, man. Like physical copy, $20, and you get over 100 pages. You can't even get that from the big 2. So I'm just saying, give indie horror, punk rock comics a chance, and click both of the links in this description, or like Jay said, just share them out, because who knows, you might have a random stranger that you don't even remember adding as a friend on whatever social media platform you use, and they might really be into horror and really want to find new comics, and they might find them back both of ours. So that'd be cool. Let's get the support up, Jay. Again, dude, it's always good hanging out with you. Hang tight. I got your logistics, even though you already know all of them. And for everybody else, do what he said. If you like this and you like laughing about horror, maybe share this with somebody and tell them about the show. Subscribe, because I'm so close to 400. And I normally don't even look at my numbers, and this is why. But I'm like 396 subscribers here on YouTube. And the YouTube comic... what is it? It's the CBC Awards, the Comic Book Community Awards on YouTube is happening. And I'm going to be in the same bracket I was last year because I didn't grow my subscribers as much. And I don't even think I'm going to qualify this year because it's the second year. So look at all the spooky things that Jay has that I'm jealous of, because I only have my Michael Myers mask over here. With his cool orange sunglasses, because pumpkins are orange. But all right, that's enough. We're rambling. Go do what's good for you. Make some art, because I want to see it. And we are out of here.
Bye-bye.